In the previous discussions, we have seen that a transistor with its associated biasing circuit will serve the function of a transistor. If we are using a single transistor alone to perform the purpose of amplification, then such amplifiers are called single stage transistor amplifiers. So here we will discuss the single stage transistor amplifier. Single stage means a single transistor is used for the purpose of amplification. So we can say that a single stage transistor amplifier is a device which has a single transistor with its associated circuitry will perform the action of an amplifier. So usually in practical purposes, the multi-stage amplifiers are constructed by cascading these single stages by one another. Cascading means connecting in series. So connecting a single stages in series, we can construct the multi-stage amplifier. So in almost all electronic amplifiers, the basic element is the single stage amplifier. So we know that a single transistor with its associated biasing circuit will perform the action of an amplifier, that is raising the strength of a weak signal to get an amplified output. Now we have seen that there are different methods to bias a circuit for faithful amplification, and we have seen that out of the different discussed transistor biasing circuit, potential divider biasing is the most commonly used biasing method, since it provides better stabilization compared to the other transistor biasing circuit. So now let's discuss about a single stage amplifier. Single stage amplifier means when only one transistor with the associated circuitry is used for amplifying a weak signal, then the circuit is known as single stage amplifier. The term stage here means that a transistor. So single stage means one transistor, multi-stage means multiple number of transistors are used there. So let's consider the amplifier circuit with a single transistor with a potential divider biasing as shown in this figure. Here the transistor T1 is connected in common emitter mode, and a resistance RC is collected in the collector to get the output or to take the output, and a voltage source plus VCC is connected across the resistance RC and R1 to provide the biasing voltages. Here the R1 series resistances R1 and R2 act as the potential divider arrangement for the base emitter biasing of the transistor, and the emitter resistance, that is resistor connected to the emitter RE, provides the stabilization. Now suppose an AC signal is applied in the base junction or to the base of the transistor, that is across the resistance R2. Now we know that this input signal during the positive half cycle, the base current IB is increases. This increase in base current will increase the collector current by an amount beta IC. So this beta IB, which is the collector current IC, this IC has to flow through the collector resistance, so we will get an output voltage V out is equal to ICRC. This is the usual case. Now suppose a signal AC is applied. Let's call it as small IB represents the total base current. Then the total collector current will be beta IB, which is equal to capital IC, which will provide an output voltage of V0 is equal to IC into RC. So this is the way this circuit provides the amplification of a weak signal. Let's try it with certain numerical values. Suppose the input signal applied here is having a voltage of 0.1 volt. Let V in is equal to 0.1 volt. Means 0.1 volt is the maximum peak voltage of the applied AC signal. Suppose this 0.1 volt provides a base current variation of 5 microampere, let's say, and 100 be the be the beta value of the transistor, then the collector current variation will be 100 into 5 microampere, which is equal to 500 microampere, so it is 5 milliampere, 0.5 milliampere. Then the output voltage will be equal to IC into RC. Here let's say RC is here connected, let be RC is equal to some 5 kilo ohms, let take it as 5 kilo ohm. Then IC into RC is 0.5 milliampere, that is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 5 kilo ohm, that is 5 into 10 raised to 3 ohms, so which is equal to 2.5 volts. So a 0.1 volt applied in the input will be obtained as the 2.5 volt in the output. So we can say that this is the way the transistor performs the purpose of amplification. Now let's consider the practical circuit of a single stage amplifier. For that, again consider the same circuit which we have already assumed here. Here the R1, R2 are the potential divider biasing, and we are connecting an AC signal of some voltage V in the input. Now if we connect a source, voltage source or AC signal source here, then this AC signal source will have certain resistance. Usually we know that every source will have a minimum resistance. So this the resistance of this signal source will come in parallel with this R2. So this when a resistance come in with a parallel to R2, it will upset the voltage across R2. If the voltage across R2 is upset, it will upset the biasing of the base emitter junction. Since the biasing voltage across base emitter junction is provided by the voltage across this resistance R2. So whenever there is a change in voltage across R2, that will change the biasing condition. So when we are connecting a voltage source here, then this has to be isolated from R2 in such a way that the DC current flowing through R2 will not be disturbed by the presence of the input signal. So there should be a DC isolation between the input voltage source and this resistance R2. For that we will connect a capacitor here. So for practical purposes, if we directly connect the voltage source to the base of the circuit, then it will upset the biasing conditions of the transistor, because it will, the resistance of internal resistance of the voltage source come in parallel with the resistance R2, which will upset the biasing voltage of the transistor or the base emitter junction of the transistor. So we have to make a DC isolation of the signal source and the resistance R2. So we will connect a capacitor in between the signal source and the base to avoid the changes in the voltage across R2. Now similarly, if we consider usually in practical purposes, we have discussed that the output is usually taken across the collector and the emitter, not across the collector resistance RC. So when we take the output across this one, then the emitter current IE has to flow through this RE. So the total emitter current IE will be the sum of these two, that is emitter current due to the signal alone and the emitter current due to the sources, DC sources. So whenever this total current IE flows through this resistance RE, it will make a drop across this RE, so that it will decrease the presence of the resistance RE will decrease the emitter current IE. If the emitter current IE decreases, it will definitely decrease the collector current IC. Since the output is given by IC into RC, if there is a decrease in the collector current IC, it will definitely decrease the output voltage V0. So the AC current which flows through the RE, the emitter resistance, has to be bypassed, so that it will not decrease the output voltage of the amplifier. For that purpose, we will use a biasing circuitry. Usually the biasing is provided by a bypassing. The bypassing is provided by a capacitor CE connected in the emitter circuit, that is across the emitter resistance RE. Similarly, we are taking the output from the collector, and usually output is taken or is given to some load resistance RL. So whenever we are giving a load, connecting a load resistance RL in the circuit, this RL will come in series with RC for AC conditions, so that it will upset the transistor action again. So in order to isolate the load resistance from the circuit, the transistor amplifier circuit, we will use again a capacitor, see the coupling capacitor, we call it as coupling capacitor here. So the practical way of drawing a circuit or an amplifier circuit requires few more additional components. One is to ensure that the voltage source does not upset the, that is AC signal source does not upset the biasing condition. Another one is that the stabilization circuit RE does not decrease the output voltage, so that we have to use a bypass capacitor, and there is a coupling capacitor which is used in order to make or in order to isolate the load resistance from the RC, or in the case of a multi-stage amplifier, the first stage has to be isolated from the second stage, otherwise the DC voltages of the first stage will upset the biasing conditions of the second stage. So we will use a coupling capacitor CC in the output. So the practical circuit or an amplifier circuit will consist of few more components, that is we can see from this diagram. So this is the practical circuit of a transistor amplifier. Here Here we are having a voltage source plus VCC, and a resistance R1 and a resistance R2 is used to provide the biasing. A capacitor Cin is used to isolate the signal source from the resistance R2, and a coupling capacitor Cc is used in the output circuit in order to isolate the different stages of amplification, or the output or the load from the collector resistance or the amplifier circuit. And also a bypass capacitor Ce is used to bypass the current flowing through the emitter resistance in order to avoid the voltage drop across the emitter resistance Ra. So the different associated circuitry used for the amplifier circuits are the resistances R1, R2 for proper biasing of the circuit, Re for the stabilization purpose, then a capacitor Cin is used to isolate the voltage source, means the signal source, from upsetting the biasing condition. And a bypass capacitor or emitter bypass capacitor Ce to bypass the AC current flowing through through the emitter resistance Re and a coupling capacitor Cc to isolate the different stages of amplifier. So Cc is called the coupling capacitor, then Ce is called the bypass capacitor, and Cin is called the blocking capacitor. Because this Cin blocks the DC signal appearing across R2 and voltage sources, so that it provides the proper biasing voltages. So this is the practical circuit of a single stage transistor amplifier. So now if we consider this circuit, we can see the different currents flowing through the circuit. There is a base current IB, which the total base current is given by IB is equal to sum of the base current due to the DC signals or the biasing condition, or we can say that it is the zero signal base current and the base current due to the signal alone, which is flowing through the base. The total collector current is given by IC is equal to the zero signal collector current plus the collector current due to the signal alone, and the emitter current IE is given by the total emitter current IE is given by emitter current due to the DC sources plus the emitter current due to the signal alone. And from here you can see that this bypass capacitor bypasses the DC and AC emitter currents, so that the AC emitter current flows through the capacitor, so that there is no AC voltage drop across the emitter's resistance. That means it will not reduce the output voltage of the signal. And also here you can see that this coupling capacitor isolates the DC collector current IC in reaching to the next stage, and also the input capacitor Cin blocks the current I1 in going to the signal, or in coming it also blocks any DC component present in the signal voltage also. So the Cin is called the blocking capacitor, Ce is called the bypass capacitor, and Cc is called the coupling capacitor. So this is the practical way of drawing a common emitter transistor amplifier. Again, the transistor we are making emitter as common, and for providing the biasing we are using a voltage source VCC and two resistances R1 and R2. They form a potential divider or voltage divider arrangement, and the voltage across R2 appears as the base emitter voltage, and which provides the base current, a DC base current IB in the zero signal condition, which in turn will give a zero signal collector current which is needed for the faithful amplification. And emitter resistance Re provides the stabilization, and we have seen that the role of Re in providing the stabilization for this circuit. That means keeping the operating point fixed irrespective of the variations in the transistor parameters and temperature variations. Also, we are used three capacitor, the Cin, that is it serves as a blocking capacitor which isolates the signal source, and the resistance R2, and also there is another capacitor, bypass capacitor Ce, connected in the emitter circuit to bypass the voltages or AC current which may fall across the Re, so that there is a chance for voltage drop across Re, and which in turn will reduce the output voltage, which is avoided by using a bypass capacitor Ce and a coupling capacitor which allows to couple one stage of the transistor to the next stage, so that the biasing conditions of the second stage is not upset by the presence of the first stage. So this is the practical way of drawing a single stage common emitter transistor amplifier. Thank you.